Hi, I'm Lauren Woods Limbach of New Belgium Brewing Company, and here's your craft beer and brewing tip of the week. What does wood-aged sour beer mean to you? Sometimes it could be mixed culture, sometimes you're doing spontaneous fermentation, and sometimes, as in the case for most of the wood-aged sour beers at New Belgium, we actually brew, we fully ferment, we filter a dark lager and a light lager, a golden lager, and those beers are intentionally spec, so they have targets, they have specs. We actually will brew and filter to ABV. It's very important to keep them repeatable and reproducible for every single time we go in, because we are making brands. If you change anything on the front, something's going to change on the back. And if your ABV is wrong going into the foeder here, your ABV is going to be wrong going into, and the TTB, the government doesn't really like that. So we are very, very specific. Specs are very important to us. We go in, depending on the dark, we're going in somewhere around 3 Plato, and the golden is around 2.5. We just want enough food in there and the right kind of food in there that will sustain these foeders, these bugs inside the foeders for as long as we have specified. And that basically is, you'll put the beer into the foeder, there's that really fast lactic acid reproduction of the labs. That happens pretty fast, but you need to specify the correct lab, the correct lactic acid bacteria for what you're going to do in the foeder. We like very low and slow because we like the Bretta to be able to go back through and have its turn afterwards to create some of these lovely flavors, to do its wonderful job of absorbing oxygen and just being that secondary cast member that's never going to be the star, but you can't do anything without it. And without that stabilization, you can't do everything with that beer. So if all I was doing was making pasteurizing beer, putting it into the cellar to create large batches of Dominga or things like that, you could pretty much do whatever you want. Pasteurization is a really nice tool to be able to do a lot more things. Saying that, this foeder could make 4 different beers, and one of them could be live bottle conditioned. So that beer coming out of the barrel needs to not only be sour, but needs to be stable. I need to make sure that when I add the bottle conditioning sugars and yeast to it, it is going to do the exact thing that my sugar math tells me it's going to. And when somebody puts it into their car in Florida and takes it home, that nothing bad will happen. So it's really important to understand the different facets and the different ways that the barrels can exist. For more of the art, science, and business of wood-aged sour beers, click the link below.